Have you ever wondered what ZYELOE would be without his OP enchanted diamond armor? Well, today I'm gonna be putting down the diamond armor and picking up unenchanted iron armor. I noticed this one guy yapping about he's the strongest player in the server. So I sent him a teleport request to see what all this yapping was about, and this happened. I ran away and created enough distance to pop my strength potion behind a tree so he couldn't see. Then I was ready for war after eating a golden apple. I hit the little guy with magnificent combos and movement he's never seen before in his entire lifetime, inevitably leading him to his deathbed right before my eyes. The little guy then screamed out in pure agony and pain after talking so much smack just to lose to an iron player. But my next opponent was this guy. He was stacked with potions and decently enchanted armor. So I knew I couldn't get hit a lot at all, or it would be over for me. I used my movement towards my advantage, so none of his harming potions were able to even hit me good enough to do serious damage. But being in iron armor, it only takes a few hits to get me low, so I was forced to run away for now to recoup my health back so I can fight him properly. I let the little guy catch up so I can abuse the fire on him when he turns the corner to get me. It worked perfectly, but he came with a little noob friend who messed it all up, so I had to take him out real quick before I get to the diamond armor guy. But when I unalived the little noob, I looked around, only to notice the diamond guy logged out of the game due to my fire. So I guess that's another win for me, which led me to my usual ritual, calling him easy peasy. This next guy was so bad that he even got free hits from me teleporting to him. But still, the little guy somehow ended up taking a major loss and losing all of his OP items, all because he made the wrong choice of hitting his father.
What a noob uninstall!
I also somehow managed to catch this little noob lacking AFK under a tree when I then ambushed him from behind. There was nowhere for him to run, so he was forced to just log out of the game, which means that's another W for me. After that, I teleported to this one guy and he greeted me with a sword to the face. I reacted too fast for him and sent him in the air with some magnificent combos. He was eventually forced to log out of the game also after he realized he was fighting the father of all fathers. Then there was this guy. He thought it was going to be an easy fight. But today he learned a valuable lesson to never underestimate your opponent. Bro got comboed so bad that he tried to leave the game but failed miserably. I got all of his precious loot and he left the game sad. After unaliving him, I was on to the next victim, this guy. He couldn't stand my PvP skill, so he was forced to just log out of the game like everyone else does. But that's when the little noob was brave enough to teleport back to me with his router not even plugged into his wall. His internet was so bad it caused him to sadly meet his fate to my iron sword. After that little guy, I was on to the next noob. He approached me with confidence. But little did he know the father of all fathers was standing before him. I whooped him so bad until I sent him flying off a tree and even made his Wi-Fi shut off. That's how good the combo was. After killing him, I went to go chase his friend. But like a little coward, he didn't even fight me. He just ran and then left the game after he realized I was the father of all fathers. Some other noob teleported to me in almost full diamond armor, but he would regret that decision instantly, after he was comboed so bad that he had to leave the game like a little noob. After him, I seen these noobs building a base, so I came up from behind the diamond armor guy and proceeded to attack him. He was simply no match for the father of all fathers, forcing him to just log out of the game like a coward. But then the noob teleported his diamond armor friend, so I had to get up out of there for now. I sent someone a TP request, only to be greeted by a fall trap. This guy was in the middle of slaying another player when I approached him with pure skill. He then got scared and turned on his hacks to run away from his father. But little did he know, I can hack too. So I chased the little noob until he finally left the game in defeat. That's when I found this little e-girl lacking, so I ambushed her from behind and began to chase her down as she screamed for help. But nobody was around to save her. Her only option was to outrun me, which is nearly impossible because I'm the rundown king. So I caught up and forced her to jump off the ledge and log out of the game like a little noob that she is. But after that, it was all downhill for me. Everyone I fought ended up logging me out of the game, even though my PvP was much more superior and I got way more hits. I was still having major trouble defeating these diamond armor players. It seemed like it only took them a few hits and I was down to one heart. This challenge was the hardest one I've ever did, and it's not as easy as you think. Try it yourself and you'll see how hard it is. I almost successfully raided these guys' base, but after getting so many hits on them, they were still alive. And when I tried to leave the game in time, I pressed the wrong button, causing me to die and have to recoup iron armor once again. It literally took my 3 days just to make this one 8-minute video, and after defeat, I was ready to give up on this challenge. But then, I came up with a plan. My friend was nice enough to lend me some potion materials to make exactly what I've been needing to defeat these noobs: instant damage potions. So I made some bottles and then began to brew some potions up. Meanwhile, I somehow ran into my twin in the caves. My friend got jumped yesterday by his old teammates, so he got his revenge on them today while I watched it all go down. From my side eye, I noticed my friend got logged by this iron guy, so I had to put him to rest.
Surprise, motherfucker.
But I spared this diamond guy because he was just too nice for me to attack. Moving on to my next victim, this guy who said he wanted to 1v1, so I began to showcase my magnificent skill. He began to run from his father, and to finish him off completely, I hit him with the harming potions and it was over with. Finally, some success on this iron challenge, LOL. I then did my usual ritual, but the little guy wanted to 1v1 again for some reason. So we collided and I was the better man today, as you can see. He didn't stand a chance against the father of all fathers. I went ahead and finished him off again with my harming potions to secure the kill. But he was a cool guy, so I ended up giving all of his precious loot back to him, and proceeding to my next victim, which would be this guy, mining in a strip mine below me. He never saw us coming, until I ambushed him from the back, and hit him a few times before bringing out the harming potions to finish the little guy off. Running low on harming potions, I went to the base to make some more so I can get kills easier. I teleported to this guy, and when he accepted, I greeted him with a harming potion to the face, ending his life. He was so stacked with loot, I didn't even know how to hold it all, wondering why he accepted my teleport request on such low health. I also noticed he dropped 15 diamond blocks, so I got a bit excited. After I was finished going crazy, I realized this is way too much loot for just me, so I told this nice noob to TP for free loot, and I let him have the rest. I then searched for my next victim, but a hacker came out of nowhere and ended me so fast I couldn't even react in time. Now I'm back to square one, no harming potions and just normal iron armor. But that wouldn't stop me from making the whole server feel my wrath after dying and losing all of my harming potions. So first I caught this little guy lacking, but like a little noob, he logged out of the game before dying. I managed to catch the same guy again though, but before I approached him I popped an invisible potion so he wouldn't see me coming. When I got close enough, I ambushed him, leaving him in little shock before he snapped back into it and started hitting back. But my PvP was far too superior to match, so he was forced to log out of the game like a little noob that he is. I then found this noob, lacking in the mines.
Surprise, motherfucker.
I got a few good hits on him, but he quickly turned on his hacks, and sadly I died.
Why?
It wasn't long before I recouped some iron armor, sword, and harming potions to proceed to my next victim. He came confident, but little did he know he was standing before the father of all fathers.